there's really two ways to look at it, I think. I think the more conventional way is to think about the ways that actors and organizations interact across borders. And that could be at several levels. It could be between a country, someone who represents the country, whether it's a leader or a bureaucrat. And it could be thinking about how businesses interact with one another across those borders, and also person to person. And we study all of those different levels. And that's one of the things that makes international business really interesting.
Well, I guess one way to look at it is that country differences, such as cultural differences and regulatory differences and so forth, make international business more complex than domestic business, where all of the various functions of a business are entirely domestic. And the study of international business is really the study of how firms react to this complexity.
But there's an alternative way of looking at it that I think maybe is just as important, and that is that we also have to consider comparison across countries. And this sort of comparative approach is a little bit different, but also a legitimate way of looking at international business. And that could mean in terms of government systems. That could be about business cultures and the way people set up their business relationships, and sometimes just the way a country sets up its personal values. And so this really gives you a lot of chances opportunities as a business person to learn about these things when you're at Western.
There are lots of good reasons for someone to study international business. One reason is that they expect to have an international career, this degree and this area of study prepares people for jobs in industry, as well as jobs in government, as well as preparing them for the potential for graduate school if that's what they see in their future. But because international business curriculum prepares people for analyzing issues in complex world and then creating recommendations for practice, it's really quite useful and quite interesting, I might add.
There's the obvious one, and certainly the most important one, because you know that your career is going to require knowledge about other markets. And by taking courses here at Western, in addition to the core courses in the various areas, that you're going to be more ready to look at those and react to those markets. But I think there's some other reasons too that maybe would say, am I really ready for this? And the first one is that, are you a person who likes to have a single story, a single area that explains a particular business problem? If you don't like that, if you like to look at business problems from several perspectives and put together a good story, then international business is going to be more for you. Second, international is just inherently messy. There's never any easy answers. And so I think if you don't mind tackling some messy problems and you enjoy kind of making things kind of pretty good instead of perfect, then I think you're going to get a lot out of this kind of a program, and the program is going to help you try to learn how to do that. And as you get into the program, you're going to know that this is sort of my mantra. But I think if you want to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and you recognize that that's going to be an important element to succeed in a globalized world, then I think you're going to find that this international business program is going to work very well. And so that's kind of my story. And the nice thing about it is that these kind of approaches and benefits interact really well. We think it's a really interesting and exciting major for you to take, and we're looking forward to talking to you about it.
So if someone was interested in further pursuing the international business major at Western Washington University, I would advise them to, first of all, look at the international business major or concentration, sometimes we call it a concentration, planning sheet. And you can get this in 2 locations. One option would be to come to Parks Hall and room 351. Next to the door, a bunch of planning sheets for the various majors, including one for international business. There's also a planning sheet for the international business minor. The alternative would be to visit the international business website and scroll down, and you'll find a PDF form that's entitled IBIZ Planning Sheet. And if you download this, you'll get the exact same document. Once you open this planning sheet, you'll notice that there are 3 boxes at the top of it. These boxes list required courses, including courses at the university level, or GURs, as well as required courses for all concentrations or majors in the College of Business and Economics. Below this, you'll find a set, or actually 5 sets of international business concentration courses and requirements. These should be fairly self-explanatory, and if you're interested in the major, I would encourage you to take some time to look at this set of requirements, and also if you have questions about what specific courses entail or what they are, you can match up these course codes with the Western Washington University course catalog to get fuller descriptions of the courses.